WWE Monday Night Raw comes to Providence, Rhode Island for the go-home show to Bash in Berlin. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. We are live here on YouTube for the August 26th edition of Monday Night Raw. We are here to talk about the show, and overall, another good episode. Another solid edition of Monday Night Raw. Again, these 3-hour Raws continue to show you that even though the show might be long, if you do a good job with pacing, with good action, on top of storytelling, on top of crazy, memorable moments, you can have a 3-hour show feel like 2, maybe even an hour and a half. I felt like tonight's episode is a continuation of great television. Raw continues to kill it. SmackDown, every once in a while, is a hit. I thought this past week's SmackDown wasn't really all that bad. The week before, it was awesome. But SmackDown can be hit and miss. It's not as consistent as Monday Night Raw, because Raw, every division has something going. You could literally main event the show with anybody from any division. And tonight showed that. The main event was the debut of Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, taking on the MVP, the most valuable player, the best wrestler on the roster, Chad Gable. And the match was fantastic. One of my biggest issues, one of my biggest concerns when it comes to a gimmick like the Wyatt Six, when it comes to Bray Wyatt and his antics, you always get this great anticipation from his promos, from all of the horror elements to whatever he was doing. And then you get to the match, and it doesn't deliver. That was my biggest concern when it came to the Wyatt Six. He was getting all of these vignettes, and they're powerful, emotional, great promo work from everybody involved. I was scared it wasn't going to translate to the in-ring action. Well, they've had 2 matches, a 6-man tag with American Made, and then Chad Gable versus Uncle Howdy tonight. And all of them have been fantastic. I can't find a better way to book the Wyatt Six while also keeping Chad Gable strong. I think all of this has been great. And that main event was a testament to how great Chad Gable was. You're noticing he's starting to implement a little bit more of Kurt Angle into his in-ring style. He did the Olympic Slam. He's dropping the straps. He's showing that intensity. I'm telling you, if they ever decided to bring in Kurt Angle to manage American Made, they would go through the roof. That would be the perfect heel group. Chad Gable needs to win a championship eventually. Now, he's not the only one that needs to win a championship eventually. Bronson Reed, ever since he destroyed Seth Rollins, this man has been on fire. On fire. He did a tsunami on top of the roof of a car. A tsunami onto the roof of a car, crushing Braun Strowman. Memorable moment. That was insane. Half expected him to crush the car underneath him. I'm surprised the car wasn't crushed beneath him. 2 of the best highlights of the entire night. And the show wasn't bad. It was a good wrestling show. Once again made to advance stories going into Bash in Berlin. I can't really complain. I can't complain. WWE continues to just knock it out of the park when it comes to Monday Night Raw. That being said, we do got some wrestling news to get to involving a certain contract that's coming up, and the name might surprise you, and the passing of one Sycho Sid, aka Sid Justice, aka Sid Vicious. I think his real name is Sid Udy, right? Sid Udy. I'm not gonna have much to say about him. Not because I don't know who he is. I know all about Sid Vicious. I was able to catch the tail end of his career. I did see him win a world title. I'll give you that. But I've gone back and watched his run. His first run in WWF, where he main evented WrestleMania 8 against Hulk Hogan. And then Undertaker, WrestleMania 13. So, this man, believe it or not, has done enough in both companies to warrant people calling him a legend. And this is someone, once again, that is not in the WWE Hall of Fame, and he should be. You can't have a Hall of Fame if you don't put in Sid Justice, but he'll probably go in now because he passed away, and that's one of those things too, and it's not Triple H's fault or anyone's fault. You hate to see these legends go in after they pass away. And unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with it in terms of people like Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and all of them, because eventually they're going to go in too. But, man, he passed away from cancer. He lived a good life. And outside of a few incidents, I did hear about the story of him getting into a backstage brawl with Arn Anderson and stabbing him with some scissors. And then, of course, the infamous leg break spot on, I forgot which episode of WCW that was, but I know it was a championship match. It was a 4-corner title match. And I think he came off the top rope and he didn't land quite right. And his leg literally snapped. It literally snapped live on TV. I'm not making this up. And I'm not going to pull it up either. Horrific moment. Ended his career. Well, not permanently, but let's just say he didn't wrestle full time after that. The guy is a intense, scary man. Very, very believable. Even as a kid, because again, this was back in the 90s. I remember him as Sid Vicious in WCW. This was post Sycho Sid. I mean, he still won a couple of world titles. I don't think it was as big as him beating Shawn Michaels and then fighting Undertaker at WrestleMania, but still, like, this is a big, big name. And as a kid, someone who was 8 years old, he scared the living brakes off of me. You see this guy getting intense. You see these veins popping up all over his body. And you feel like he's going to explode at any second. Memories, bro. The memories. He left a lot of good memories. He left a ton of great memories. And so that's going to be my tribute to Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Sycho Sid, Sid Udi. I cannot say more than that because I wasn't alive during his prime years. I wasn't alive during the best of his time in wrestling. And so people who were will probably say more. But rest in peace to Sid Justice. And hopefully one day he will go into the Hall of Fame. He should. But ultimately, we're going to be talking about plenty of other wrestling news topics before we get to the Raw review. And then I'm going to get out of your hair. We got Bash in Berlin this Saturday. And just in case you don't know how this works, when you do an overseas foreign event like this, it happens a lot earlier on in the day. So be sure you set your clocks. For me, it's, I think, 12 p.m. Central. 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe. So I'll be sure to be awake to catch it. Might be a little late because I do have an appointment that day. But there will be a review on Bash in Berlin, so don't miss it. Thank you all so much for picking me for your Raw review. We're going to go ahead and get things started. We're going to do the sponsorship. We're going to go ahead and say hello to the people. We're going to hit it hard, pause, with some wrestling news, get to the Raw review, and then get out of your way. So thank you all so much for being here. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edit. Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing. Whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, and most importantly, give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. Get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alex guy? Then go ahead and join the club and become a Just Alex guy by buying I'm a Just Alex guy t-shirt. Get your old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get your new school Alex's World t-shirt, and many, many more designs to come. Once again, Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. We are once again partnered with SeatGeek. SeatGeek is here to give you a leg up. It is my go-to app for purchasing events, tickets to events, for wrestling, for concerts, for theater shows. I just saw the Lion King live show here in Houston a couple weeks ago. Use SeatGeek to buy the ticket. Got me a sweet spot for a very, very low price. And guess what? If you use SeatGeek to get you a good deal on any event, and you use the promo code JustAlex, I can get you $20. I say $20 off your first purchase. If this is something you're interested in, then how's about we get a quick word from our partners, and then we'll get you some shout out. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlex. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Thank you all so much for joining me for this lovely live stream. As you know, the Mod Squad is in the building. They are here to make sure this is a safe space for wrestling fans like you. So please show your love to Ultra, Shine 97 5-star heart, Elias, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything. Highway dealing danger, and of course Big Gib GM. And while you're at it, be sure you hit that like button. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. If you like the content and you want more wrestling news and you want me to give you the #1 unfiltered opinions on anything professional wrestling, then help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Shout outs before we get things started. Thank you to the following people: King Burbs. We also got JJ, who let the dogs out. Ooh. He says, what a great episode of Raw. The highlight of the night was definitely Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed and the main event. I think we can all agree on that. Love how Uncle Howdy paid tribute to Bray Wyatt of his passing. He also did a little bit of Luke Harper in there. Some of y'all might have missed that. Darcy Chatham. Right Hand Cam, YouTube member, Right hand Cam in the building. He gives Raw a 9 out of 10 tonight. There's a lot of high scores, by the way, that I'm seeing going around. Joe Arredondo gave it a 10 out of 10. Sean Swaby, baby, is here. Good to have you here. Your goatness, Miss Lauren Biggs says Bronson Reed destroyed her car. That was your car? Oh no. I guess you gotta walk home. Damn. That's a shame. Fun people here in the live chat. A Breezy. I also see Shaw Yisrael, Ro Punk, Hades. I see Shadow Star, who says rest in peace, Sycho Sid. And then we'll do two more. Joseph Winters, and last but not least, we got Joker from Persona 5. Joker from Persona 5 gives tonight's Raw 7 out of 10. He might not have liked it as much. That's interesting. Because I thought it was a really good show. I would have given it a little bit more than that. But 7 out of 10 is not bad at all, actually. I think that's a pretty fair score. Thank you all so much for being here. We're going to go ahead and move things along. Like I said, we have a lot of wrestling news to cover, and I want to make time for that so then we can get to the Raw review and then let you guys go on your merry way. The first piece of news we're going to cover comes from PW Insider. PW Insider says WWE star Kevin Owens noted in a conversation with Sports Illustrated that he is not signed a new deal with WWE. He has not locked in a new deal with the company. Owens signed a multi-year deal with the company back in 2021. He noted that last May that he had 9 months left on his current deal, which would mean it would expire probably towards the end of the year, if not in 2025. And so now people are speculating, do you see Kevin Owens leaving, going to AEW, calling it a day? Is he happy? He hasn't been winning his matches. He's been losing a lot. Has he hit a glass ceiling with WWE? Well, let me put it to you this way. I remember back in 2021 when his contract was first expiring, I could have swore. I would have put money on it. I'm glad I didn't. I thought Kevin was out. When Vince was still running things, AEW was hot. Like, it was on fire. CM Punk just came back. Kenny Omega, well, he just lost the world title to Hangman Page. Bryan Danielson just came in with Adam Cole. The women's division was popping. The tag team division was popping off. It was literally the better wrestling show. And I was of the mindset, there is no way Kevin Owens isn't gonna jump ship to get creative freedom to be a part of something special. And to my surprise, Kevin Owens stayed. He stayed with WWE despite the fact that he really wasn't getting the attention that he deserved. Now, it later paid off for him. History has shown us that him staying was the right decision because he would go on to main event WrestleMania against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Triple H would take over again, and then things looked up for him. He had that amazing main event with Sami Zayn against the Usos, WrestleMania 39. And it's been good. It's just been a good run for him since he resigned. That being said, he hasn't really done much after fighting Stone Cold Steve Austin and having that amazing championship victory with Sami Zayn. Legendary moment against the Usos. Now we've kind of reached a point with Kevin Owens where, okay, he's about to fight Cody Rhodes, Bash in Berlin. We all know he's not going to win. He's not going to beat Cody. But there could be something to come out of that. They could turn him heel, and we could get maybe a Kevin Steen type of heel run. Now that Triple H is in charge, there is a possibility we could see a much more vicious, a much more angry Kevin Owens, right? We could probably, more than likely, see the package pile driver get just a tad bit closer to what Kevin Steen was in Ring of Honor. Maybe that might revitalize his career, make him a bit more interesting. And let's be real, SmackDown could use a heel right now. So they might end up turning him heel, and he could have a great run. But is that enough? Let's call it like it is. Kevin's not getting any younger. How old is Kevin Owens? I think he is in his late 30s, right? Let me look it up. How old is Kevin Owens? He is 40 years old. He turned 40 this year. Never mind. I lied. Okay, so now we've gotten to the point where Kevin might want to consider winding it down. So he's keeping in mind, I'm 40 years old. I don't want to keep doing this. Probably don't want to keep doing this past the age of 45, especially 50. All right. What works for me? Do I want to be a little bit more risky, take my talents to AEW to see what Tony Khan's going to offer, get as much money out of him, work with a fresh roster, probably win a championship, and be a little bit more of that Kevin Steen personality that we saw in Ring of Honor? I mean, if he was going to do it, this is the perfect time to do it. Again, he's not really doing much in WWE right now. So if he was ever going to leave and test out AEW, why not? Do I think that's a possibility? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen? If he didn't leave WWE when it was at his worst, I don't see him leaving now. I do think he is going to resign. I do think Triple H is going to give him more money this time around and more freedom. I don't really see Kevin Owens working anywhere else but WWE. I think he's a lifer here. I think when he's done with the in-ring aspect, he's going to be a trainer. He's going to train wrestlers, both inside the ring and outside, in terms of psychology and promos. Yeah, I don't really see Kevin Owens going anywhere. No matter how much money Tony Khan could offer him. I think he loves Triple H. He loves WWE way too much. Everything that he's done was to get here to WWE. I mean, the same thing could have been said about Ricochet. But Ricochet left. At the same time, Ricochet never became a world champion. Kevin Owens is a Universal Champion. He's an NXT Champion. He's a US Champion. I believe he's an IC Champion, if I'm not mistaken. I might have gotten that wrong. He's a Tag Team Champion. They have given him a lot to work with. They have put a lot of trust in Kevin Owens, and his career it's never been this big. And it probably won't ever be any bigger than this. So, we'll have to see. I'm not ruling out the possibility that he could go to AEW. And if he did go to AEW, I think he would do great there. Wherever he goes, he's going to do great. I just believe he's too loyal, too dedicated to WWE to leave it. So if he ever was to retire, it would be in WWE. That's just my guess on what's going to happen. I do hope he turns heel, though. I do think it would be nice to get that Kevin Steen personality back. And we can get it now since Vince McMahon's not here. And Triple H is a lot more lenient. So I'm excited to see what they do with Kevin Owens as a villain taking on Cody Rhodes. Because damn it, does he need a villain. Damn it all, does Cody need a villain right now. Because he is not an interesting champion. I'm sorry. Let's just talk about it. We'll talk about it more when we get to, I guess, Friday Night SmackDown and I preview Bash in Berlin. But Cody by himself is just not interesting. And you need other people like a Kevin Owens to make him interesting. It's the truth. Champions are supposed to elevate talent, not talent elevating the champion. And that's where we are with Cody right now. But we'll see. We'll see how things turn out for Kevin Owens. What do you guys think? Do you think it might be best for him to test other waters? Or do you see him staying? I'm just curious about where everyone's head is at when it comes to that. Rikishi! Yes, that guy who did it for The Rock. 1/3 of Too Cool, shaking his big Samoan booty. Becoming a legend in the business. Is Rikishi in the Hall of Fame, by the way? I could have swore he was supposed to be inducted. I don't think he is. Rikishi Hall of Fame. Actually, he is in the Hall of Fame. He got inducted in 2015. All right, there we go. So, Hall of Famer Rikishi was on a podcast. What was it? It was not Off the Ropes. That's a different one. Off the Top podcast, where he suggested that Jey Uso may need to jump ship to AEW in order to get the respect that he is not getting in WWE. I'm just going to read what he said on the podcast verbatim, and then you'll get my thoughts. Here's what he said. I'm at the point where I want to call my son and say, go ahead and take a break. Obviously, the writers don't know where to put you, or they can write something that is right for the character, Jey Uso, the Yeet Man. The kid is so good. WWE ain't the only spot. He could probably go to AEW if he wants to write his own ticket. Maybe more than what WWE is making on him. Hopefully, they turn it around and do the right thing by the Yeet Man. End quote. So, before we jump down Rikishi's throat about this, let's just sympathize with him a little bit. Because there is something to what he's saying. And I can sympathize or empathize. I don't know which is the right term there. But I relate to what he's saying here. It is frustrating. I've been frustrated with Jey Uso not getting any kind of championship run. Any kind. Jey Uso, as of right now, and it's been this way for months, is one of the most popular wrestlers in the world today in wrestling. His entrance, do you understand? Right now, as I speak to you, there are football teams replicating Jey Uso's entrance. His entrance has transcended professional wrestling. You don't get a lot of talent that transcend wrestling. You just don't. So as hot as the WWE is, Jey Uso is someone that is a product of the popularity of WWE right now. He is the reason why it's so hot. No one saw this coming. If you would have told me in 10 years ago, 2014, maybe even 2020, that Jey Uso was going to be one of the most popular talents outside the Usos without Jimmy Uso, I would have laughed in your face. And as popular as he is, you still feel like, man, there's still a lot more we can do with him, right? And so, when you're this hot, you got to put a title on him. You almost need to put the title on him because it's not just for him. It elevates the championship. It elevates the title when you put it on popular superstars like a Jey Uso. Right? Am I wrong? Here's the problem. And here's where I don't relate to what Rikishi is saying. We currently are looking at one of the most stacked rosters that the WWE has. Think about who's champion right now. On the Raw side, you have Gunther. Nah, 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 nah. That's the World Heavyweight Champion. You got Bronson. God damn it, I did it. I was trying not to do it. Bron Breakker. There's too many Brons. Braun Strowman, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed. Whatever. I got it right. Bron Breakker as the IC champ. That's a big one right there. On the SmackDown side, you got Cody Rhodes as the World Heavyweight champ. And then you got L.A. Knight, as the U.S. champ. Who do you give the belt? Who do you drop the belt from to give to Jey Uso? You see, I don't think it's an issue of WWE doesn't respect Jey Uso. Here's an issue. This is a good issue. Here's the issue with what WWE has right now. They have a ton of very popular talent that could believably be a champion. That is a great problem to have. Because that means that you've done such a great job cultivating the characters and the stories of these talents that you literally have a roster full of top talents, left and right. The last time we had a roster like this was the Attitude Era, where anybody could have been champion at any time and you would have been cool with it. But unfortunately, like Chad Gable, like a lot of talents, like Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, unfortunately, is a victim of this roster just being too goddamn big and too goddamn good. So, what do? Do you pull a Ricochet? Take your luck? Try your luck on a different promotion? Because let's just be real. I don't see Jey Uso working out as much in AEW as I see him working out in WWE. But Tony Khan might push him to give him a world title. I think Rikishi jumped the gun just a tad bit. Just a tad bit. We need to be a little bit more patient. Because Triple H is all about the long-term story. He is never going to do something short-term. Unfortunately. That is an issue in some aspects. Because if you have a plan with somebody that goes 8 months, within those 8 months, you can get a ton of wrestlers getting hot. And if you don't capitalize on those talents while they're hot, and you miss that window of opportunity to establish them, you might not ever get it again. And that sucks. But that's the downside of long-term storytelling. With a Vince McMahon, I guarantee you, he would have made Jey Uso a multiple-time world champ. Because he's very short-term. Now, I don't see Jey Uso holding that belt for a long time. He would have probably dropped it back to a Roman Reigns or something like that. But you can see under a Vince McMahon, Jey Uso winning more titles, but them not meaning as much. With Triple H, when you win a title, you're not going to drop it right away. You're going to hold it for a while, like half a year to a year. Because he believes in long-term, long, lengthy title reigns. I don't recall one championship title reign. Actually, that's a lie. DIY won the belts, the tag team belts, and then dropped it right to the bloodline. So, okay, maybe certain people, he'll do hot potato here and there with the titles. But for the most part, if you're very popular, if you're someone that's a favorite of his, you're not going to just win the title and drop it. Like Bronson, God damn it, Bron Breakker. Can we just call him Rex Steiner? Like Bron Breakker. I don't see him losing that belt anytime soon. I can see him holding that belt to WrestleMania. Good luck finding someone to beat him. Well, Bronson Reed is someone that probably should beat him, but he's not. But if you have him fight Jey Uso, which is probably the plan, not even probably, that is going to be the match at Brad Blood, probably. Sorry, Jay's not going to win. Jay's not going to win. Does that mean they don't respect Jay? No, it's just, once again, we've reached a point where WWE has way too many top stars, and unfortunately, not everyone's going to get a chance to win a title. But does that mean that Jey Uso isn't respected? Does that mean that Jey Uso isn't loved or isn't appreciated, isn't doing anything? No! We all know when this Bloodline Civil War kicks off, that's where Jey Uso is going to be. And honestly, I would rather he be there than mid-card with the IC title. If you think about it long term, more than likely, not even more than likely, guaranteed, Jey Uso is going to be involved in something that means a lot more than him being a champion right now. Yes, I would love to see Jey Uso become world champion or an IC champ or win a title. Again, I do believe when you're this hot, you need to have a championship. Period. End of story. When you're this hot, the title needs you more than you needing a title. But let's just say after this bloodline storyline ends, Civil War comes to an end, Jey Uso is still very hot. I think when we get past Roman versus The Rock, because that, I say Roman versus Rock is the plan for WrestleMania 41. I don't even know anymore, because I'm seeing rumors that it's going to be Rock and Cody. That will be the last topic we talk about before we get to the Raw review. But I think once we start to wrap things up with this bloodline storyline, we can really start having that conversation about Jey Uso being a champion, which he should be. He should be. But in the meantime, just because he doesn't hold gold, just because he's not involved in that top storyline in the moment, doesn't mean he won't be later. When that bloodline civil war gets to its peak, starts boiling over, and we finally get Roman back with Jey and Jimmy, that is going to be the hottest thing in wrestling. You already know that's true. And it's going to involve The Rock. It's going to involve Jacob Fatu. It's going to involve Solo. We just got to be a little bit more patient. Just be a little bit more patient. As a Jey Uso fan, I relate to Rikishi, but at the same time, I trust Triple H to do the right thing with Jey Uso. By the time we get to November and we get that bloodline civil war inside War Games, I guarantee you, Rikishi's gonna be like, yeah, I'm glad they took their time with him. Just be a little bit more patient. Be a little bit more patient. Things are gonna work out with Jey Uso. I do believe they can maintain his momentum for a little bit longer and then give him a championship later on down the line. Last but not least, the last story we'll talk about before we go ahead and get to the review of Monday Night Raw. This story comes from, and I want to get this right, I don't want to get them wrong. Is it WRKD? WRKD Wrestling says the current plan for WrestleMania is not Rock versus Roman Reigns. Jesus Christ almighty. The current plan for WrestleMania is The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, with Rock versus Roman potentially being set up for WrestleMania 42. And people are speculating that WrestleMania 42 will be in London, Wembley Stadium. Now, once again, this is not official. This is the only news report I've heard of this. Bible Select, PW Insider have not picked up on it. But this is something people have been talking about. I have seen other content creators mentioning the fact that we might not get Rock and Roman literally until 2026. WRKD, by the way, not WRDK. I apologize for that. I'm sorry. That upsets me. It upsets me as a wrestling fan because we had Rock and Roman this year. We had it. It was here in the palm of our hands. We had it. But then, of course, the Cody crybabies had to lose their minds. Oh, we want Cody to win the world title. Okay. He had his moment. Congratulations to Cody. He finished the story. He's the world champion. And it's been uninteresting. But he had the moment. And you can't take it away from him. So I would think, okay, you got what you wanted. Can we get what we want now? Cody's out of the picture. He's going to go on to fight Randy Orton and maybe Kevin Owens and maybe even a John Cena at WrestleMania. The main event for Las Vegas should be Rock versus Roman Reigns. And now all of a sudden, again, I don't know if this is true, but he's not the only one saying this. Now we're talking about doing Rock versus Cody. And you're sitting there going, why? Like, Rock versus Cody is a match that should happen, but Survivor Series, even the Royal Rumble seems like the better places to do that match. Why are you holding it off until WrestleMania? Like, we're talking like the premier match. The last match for WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas is Cody versus Rock. Like, I don't know how I feel about that, bro. I don't know if I would really be invested in a Rock and Cody feud. And what's the feud over? What's the feud going to be over? That Cody betrayed The Rock? That Cody backstabbed The Rock and took away his WrestleMania match against Roman Reigns? My response to that would be, okay, but you can do it now. Because it's beyond ridiculous at this point where it's like, all right, he's going to fight for the world title, but does The Rock really need the world title? Does The Rock really need the WWE Championship? We know The Rock, if he was to win that title, is not going to work full time. We would be lucky if we got him part-time. And so, the whole premise of a Rock versus Cody feud just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. If you were going to do it, if you were ever going to do Rock and Cody, it should have been at WrestleMania last year. And that should have been it. And if you're going to do a singles match, the time to really, really do it was SummerSlam. Now, you can still do it Survivor Series. You can even still do it at Royal Rumble. But regardless of when you do the match that should and needs to happen at WrestleMania this upcoming year is Rock versus Roman Reigns. The more you push that off, the older The Rock gets, the less likely it's going to happen. And the older Roman gets, the less likely it's going to happen. We're talking about two men, especially Roman Reigns, who have so much to do now. Roman is trying to be a Hollywood actor. Rock is already in Hollywood. His schedule is jam-packed with movies and other projects. We don't have time to keep pushing this off every year. And people are online talking about, well, why you guys keep wanting to see The Rock and Roman? You know what would make people stop asking about Rock and Roman? Like, seriously, if you're sick and tired of people like me bringing up the fact that, well, you guys keep wanting Rock and Roman, why do you keep asking about it? If you want me to stop asking about it, then do the fucking match. It's that simple. We'll stop talking about the match when we get the goddamn match. Like you was crying over Cody Rhodes finishing the story. We're not going to stop crying over Rock and Roman until we get Rock and Roman. How long are we going to keep pushing this off? You've had plenty of opportunities to do this match. You could have done it at WrestleMania 39. You didn't do it. You could have did it at WrestleMania 40 this year. Fans lost their shit, and you didn't do it. You could have, because I was pitching we can do Rock and Roman and Cody and Roman. We can do it back to back, and it would have been fine. Well, they can't work both nights. They did work both nights. Seth Rollins worked both nights, and he was injured. So you really could have done Rock Roman, Cody Roman, if you really, really wanted to, but you didn't. And now we have the perfect opportunity. the perfect opportunity to do the match with the right storyline. It's right there. And now you're telling me you still don't want to do it? But instead, we'll do Rock and Cody. So what? Cody can beat The Rock? Or better yet, we're going to have Rock beat Cody, and then he won't defend the belt until next year's WrestleMania against Roman Reigns. So we'll go a full year without a world champion. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling a Rock versus Cody feud. You know the fans want to see Rock versus Roman. You know that's the match people want to see. You know that is the biggest match you could possibly do and the best match to do in Las Vegas. Now, again, I don't know if they want to do Roman versus Rock for Wembley Stadium. Maybe they have plans to do Wembley Stadium in 2026, and that's where they want to do Rock and Roman because that will guarantee they sell out that thing. They pack it 90,000. I don't give a damn about selling out Wembley Stadium. You can probably do that without Rock and Roman. Seriously. You don't really need Rock and Roman to do that, but I guess the biggest event of all time requires the biggest match of all time. Maybe that's why they're just like, let's wait and see what they'll do. We'll have Rock and Roman fight at WrestleMania 42 or 43. Oh, Jesus Christ. Imagine if they held it out to 43. Can we not? Can we not? The more you hold it off, the more upset fans are going to be when you don't do it. It's like the John Cena heel turn. Why won't people shut up about John Cena being a heel? If you just turn him the fuck heel, they'll shut up about it. They won't ask about it if you just give it to them. Just give it to them. So no, I'm hoping this is not true. I'm hoping that they finally just do Rock and Roman in Las Vegas. The storyline is right there. Okay, so Solo Sikoa gets beaten by Roman. Roman becomes the tribal chief again. And then Jacob Fatu and the other guys in the Samoan family, the Guerrillas of Destiny, find their allegiance under the Rock. And then you do Rock, Jacob, and the Guerrillas versus Roman, Solo, and the Usos. And that's a big-time Civil War match, which leads to Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. The storyline is right there. Yes, you can still do Cody and Rock, but do it at the Royal Rumble. Have Roman come out and screw the Rock. I don't give a shit. And set that up for Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. You don't need to do Rock and Cody at WrestleMania. It's not necessary. It's just not. And the more you hold it off, the smaller the window gets. I'm sorry, it just really frustrates me that we're still, even now, continuing to push this off. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So, no. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope we don't do Rock and Cody at WrestleMania. If we're going to do it, please, at the very latest, do it at Royal Rumble. Do Rock and Cody at Royal Rumble. Have Roman come out and cost the Rock. And then have Cody fight John Cena at WrestleMania. I would rather that happen. Or if Randy Orton is still the ultimate plan, have him fight Randy Orton at WrestleMania. You don't need to have Cody fight The Rock. Just so Rock could lose to Cody anyways. Because The Rock ain't beating Cody. If they are dumb enough to have The Rock beat Cody and hold that belt part-time for a full year without wrestling, then that's on them. We're still going to be asking for this match. We're still going to be asking for this match until I'm, 50 years old. WrestleMania 70. We're going to get Rock and Roman. Jesus Christ almighty. Let's take a break and play some Super Chats. And then we'll get to the Raw review. And thank you for everybody subscribing to the channel. I do appreciate you guys for choosing to make me a part of your day. And I do like this format that I'm trying out.
Jay should have won the MITB, just saying. Man shrugging, light skin tone.
Money in the Bank? Who won Money in the Bank? Oh, it was Drew McIntyre. Yeah, it didn't really. I mean, it added to the feud of him and CM Punk. But did you really need to have him win? You could have just had Punk screw him out of the ladder match, or during the ladder match. You would have gotten the same result.
If this bloodline story doesn't end with Solo saying, "I did it for The Rock, I'm a riot lol tears of joy."
It would be perfect. That's the right storyline. That's the perfect storyline to do it with, honestly. That's great. Franklin Torres, by the way, has been challenged by the current Super Chat champ, the world Super Chat champ, 3 Diglets, to face him this Saturday at Bash in Berlin for the title. Franklin, I think, is getting his warm-up in. He's getting his warm-up in.
We're gonna find out what the One Piece is before Rock versus Roman. Tears of joy, tears of joy, IYKYK.
Jesus Christ almighty. Probably. By the way, Franklin, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but 3 Diglets has been. He's been saying some scathing comments about you behind closed doors. He called you a turtle. He was singing that song, "Hey, it's Franklin." Ooh, scathing. I'm very curious what you have to say about 3 Diglets and what you'll be doing this Saturday during Bash in Berlin. All right, we're gonna pause super chats. Once again, get your super chats in. We'll be playing them once again at the end of the stream. And I do thank you all for still choosing me for your weekly reviews of Monday Night Raw. And let me know. Seriously, I'm very curious to know how you guys feel about this format. You know, I feel like I'm trying to make these streams a lot better by coming up here and not just talking about Raw and stuff. I'm trying to add in some wrestling news to keep it fresh and to keep it more fun for everybody. But we're going to go ahead and get to what you're really here for, and that is my thoughts on WWE Monday Night Raw. Live in Providence, Rhode Island. Sold out. 10,000. 10,000 people in the building. It's always good to see these crowds continue to sell out, especially during this period where usually things get a little bit cold. Past WrestleMania, past SummerSlam, the company kind of hits a lull period. I don't see that happening. Surprisingly enough, they haven't hit a lull period yet. It's been pretty hot. Although, I did feel like there was a good month or so where wrestling wasn't as interesting past WrestleMania this year. Crowds have been high for the most part. And the stories have been pretty good. Pretty solid storytelling. So when you're hot, you're hot. And WWE continues to be hot. We opened up with the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan welcomes us to Monday Night Raw. Finn Balor rolls the footage of them beating up Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley from last week. Carlito says, "That's cool," because that's what he does. JD McDonough says, "That was a beating coming to them for a long time. That beating was a long time coming." Balor says there's no question who the good guys are. Balor says they are not the bad guys. The Terror Twins are, because they betrayed the Judgment Day and got exactly what they deserved. And what happened last week is just a preview of Bash in Berlin. And Dominic Mysterio goes to talk, and the crowd said, "Shut the hell up! Boo his ass aloud." Love it when that happens. Dominic Mysterio says he will enter the Intercontinental Championship tournament and win the whole damn thing. Especially when it comes to beating Damian Priest this Saturday, like he beat his deadbeat dad. And right on cue, here comes Rey Mysterio. Red says Dom is a lost soul, and at least when he was with Rhea, one of them had a set. Testicular fortitude. Testicles. Balls. Okay, sorry. You know what I meant. He had a set of them. And the crowd's like, "Oh, damn, you got burned." Someone needs to put him in his place, and Mysterio, the younger Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, laughs off the idea that it would be his dad, pointing out that he already beat him, and then he disappeared for weeks. Rey says Dominic has always been a jackass, but now that he's with Liv, he's an even bigger jackass. Liv tells Dom to beat up Rey Mysterio. Don't let him talk shit about me. And then they fight, and then we do the Judgment Day versus LWO. And the match was pretty good. Look, Rey Mysterio, you can tell when Rey is hurting and he's slowing down a little bit and needs to take a break, because he doesn't wrestle as fast and his movements aren't as strong. But then he takes a break, he comes back, and it's like, wow, he still wrestles like Rey Mysterio from the 90s. I don't know if that stem cell, whatever they call it, that stem cell injections or surgery, whatever it is that Sami Zayn's getting right now. Whatever he's doing, this man can wrestle forever. And he's a Hall of Famer. He doesn't need to wrestle anymore, and he's still going. That's crazy. But he came back, looked good. You had Dragon Lee in there with the other two guys from LWO. Can I be honest with you? Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. You already know they're about to bring in Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. or Penta Estelo Miedo, right? I wouldn't be upset if they literally replaced Cruz del Toro and freaking Joaquin Wilde with those two, with Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. I promise you, that would elevate the LWO. That would be crazy. And they would stop being jobbers, for the love of God. Judgment Day ended up beating LWO, because why not? Rey Mysterio lost to Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio pins his daddy again. Pinned you again. Okay, that was an easy reference. God damn it. Y'all better know where that one came from. Pinned you again. The Miz is backstage. He says tonight he's going to right some wrongs by winning back the IC title. Bronson Reed comes up and says, when I'm done with Braun Strowman, I'm coming for your ass. Pause. We have, oh Jesus Christ. We have the Pure Fusion Collective. That name. I'm sorry. The more I say it, the more ridiculous it is. I love Sonya Deville. I love Shayna, and I love Zoe Stark. I think all three talent are very underappreciated. But come on, bro. For the love of God. Pure Fusion Collective, like, you know that came from the talents. You know that came right from Sonya Deville, and Triple H just said, okay. But, like, can you at least vet that more? Like, I get that you want talent to feel like they have creative freedom and they have a little bit more room. But that name is bad. That name is terrible. I'm sorry. Pure Fusion Collective. What the fuck is that? PFC. Like, we couldn't have done anything related to the MMA. Maybe it is something related to MMA, and I don't know about it, but goddamn. Sorry, I'm talking too much about that name. Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collective. I have my complaints about turning Damage Control heel, turning them babyface, turning Io Sky and Kairi Sane babyface way too soon without naturally letting it happen. Because we run into these problems now where the crowd isn't behind them as much as they should be. And last week they weren't as hot. This week they're not as hot. Kairi and Io are great in-ring performers. They should be getting massive pops. But it ain't working. Because you turn them babyface out of nowhere. The fans still see them as the Damage Control that hurt Bayley. They haven't really gotten used to seeing them as babyfaces yet. And I wish WWE would have taken their time to turn them babyface. Let it happen naturally. But the fact that they just turned them babyface out of nowhere, it's just like, all right, I guess we're supposed to cheer them. But yeah, Damage Control are baby faces, and they beat the PFC, the Pure Fusion Collective, with the help of Zelina Vega, who also isn't getting a lot of love from the crowd either, and I love Zelina. Zelina is easily one of their best talkers, overall best talents, but I don't know. There's something missing from her. Maybe she just works better as a valet. We had another awesome VHS promo from Bo Dallas talking about how they stepped onto a serpent and won't do that again. And the false prophet being Chad Gable, masquerades as a loving shepherd while marching his sheep into the mouths of the wolves. They've given Chad Gable chance after chance. And now, you face your reckoning. Oh no, not your reckoning. You face the purge. Man. Drew McIntyre comes out to address his match against CM Punk. The strap match on Saturday. And I love how last week people were talking about CM Punk was pandering and he wasn't showing that fire that he had. Guess what Drew did this week? He came out and said CM Punk was pandering and he wasn't showing that fire. So once again, Drew is just the king at mastering social media. He understands that most of the fans that watch us, or most of the fans that watch WWE, use social media. And so he's taking all the criticism that Punk was getting and turning it into a promo. And use it to get heat on him. He's really good at this. Once again, when we get to the end of the year and we start talking about wrestler superstar of the year, Drew's going to be in that conversation. He is really, really good. So he taunts CM Punk, says that he cannot wait to beat up CM Punk. He's going to beat CM Punk. And CM Punk attacks him from behind with the strap. Basically whoops his ass, has to be broken up by security. And there you go. You know, he tried to take the bracelet, but Drew said, nah. What can you do? What can you do? That match is going to be crazy. I'm excited about that match on Saturday. The first of 4 triple threat contendership matches for the IC title. We had Karrion Kross, Kofi Kingston, and main event, Jey Uso. And as you would imagine, guess who won this match? Jey Uso. Crowd went nuts for Jey when he came out. Absolutely insane reaction. Again, I relate to what Rikishi was saying. It feels like they don't know what to do with Jey. I don't think that's the case. I think we need to be more patient because Jay's going to be involved in a long-term story with the Bloodline when we get to November. We just need to be patient. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We just got to wait for it. But in the meantime, he's going to be competing for the IC title. So, I do think Jey is my pick to win the whole tournament, but he does win this match. Kofi Kingston is involved with this storyline with Xavier Woods, with them teasing the breakup of the New Day. This is just going to drive more of a wedge between the two because he couldn't win his match, and spoiler alert, Xavier couldn't win his match. The other IC title triple threat match involved Pete Dunne, The Miz, and Xavier Woods, and Pete Dunne won that match. Both triple threat matches were great, by the way. Great in-ring action across the board on tonight's show. That's also something I like about tonight's show. The wrestling has been phenomenal. The wrestling has been great. But, yeah, New Day continues to take a lot of L's, which is further going to push them to a breakup. And you know that storyline is going to end with them breaking up because it feels like it's time. It feels like it's time. We had a promo from Randy Orton. Randy Orton once again coming out to let the crowd know that he plans on winning that world title, the World Heavyweight Championship, from Gunther on Saturday in enemy territory. Gunther's going to be a babyface in Berlin because that's where he's from. And Randy is probably going to be a heel. That match is going to cook. And that better be the main event. You know that has to be the main event, right? And I hope they play that into the match. I hope we get to see Gunther work babyface and we get to see Randy Orton work as a heel. That would be really, really cool. But he wasn't a heel tonight. He was a babyface. Randy Orton talks about 10 years ago, he had the honor and privilege to unify the world titles and retire the World Heavyweight Championship. with his name on it. And then 10 years before that, that was the very first title he won. The very first World Heavyweight Championship title that he won was that, the World Heavyweight title. And so he wants to do it one more time. He talks about signing his contract at the age of 19 and growing up in front of us, getting humbled over and over again and learning from his mistakes every time, until eventually he stepped out from behind the shadows and earned every respect that comes with his name. When Gunther came to WWE, he was a 30-something egotistical prick. And that might be the one thing they have in common. He says Gunther made it personal, talking about his family and the demons he's faced, and each one tougher than Gunther ever will be. And he'll beat him with the 3 most dangerous letters in the world, the RKO. So, good promo from Randy. I feel like he's a lot more comfortable in this veteran legends role. He's not trying as hard. He's reached the point where he can be himself now. And it works. And then we got one of the highlights of the night. Again, as good as tonight's episode was, there were 2 highlights. This one, Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. And then the main event, Chad Gable and Uncle Howdy's debut. So, if you're talking about a kaiju fight, if you thought Godzilla versus King Kong was a big deal, Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman was an even bigger deal. These guys went out there and started wrestling, and I mean this, they started wrestling like cruiserweights. Braun Strowman started out with a running drop kick. Bronson Reed was in there doing flips and corkscrews, flying up the top rope with a crossbody, doing tope suicidas and suicide dives. You're like, what the? Wait, why are these big ass men doing these cruiserweight stuffs? It was great. They was flying around the ring. It was awesome. I loved it. I love that kind of stuff. I like when big men get outside of the realm of being big men and start doing different things. So the match keeps going on, and then basically they just threw the match out because they started brawling all over the place. They took it to the backstage. The match got ruled a no contest, but that's when they got really good. So now it became a backstage brawl. They go backstage. They're knocking over security, knocking over shit, tables, and all kinds of equipment. They get to the parking lot. We see a car, and I said, well, that car is about to become a Street Fighter emblem. If you know what I mean. If you play Street Fighter 2, you get to beat up that car. That's exactly what was going to happen to it. So the car is just sitting there. I'm like, okay, who's gonna lift up the car and throw it on the other guy, right? Are we gonna pull a Braun Strowman? I'm not finished with you! And Braun Strowman lifts up the car and drops it on Bronson Reed. No, he didn't do that. I still remember when he put Roman Reigns in an ambulance and he flipped the ambulance over. That shit was amazing. I remember that. Was that Roman Reigns? I forgot who that was. I think that was Roman Reigns, though. Anyways. We get to the outside. We see Bronson Reed get basically slammed on top of the car after getting hit with a lead pipe by Braun Strowman. I'm telling you, there's so many Brons. We see Braun Strowman get put on top of the car after getting hit with a lead pipe by Bronson Reed. And then we see Bronson Reed climb on top of a pillar right over the car. And I said, you have got to be shitting me. Is he about to jump and crush Braun Strowman on the roof of this car? Oh my God! That's exactly what happened. Bronson Reed jumped his big ass off of a pillar and crushed Strowman on the roof of a car with a tsunami. Destroyed that car and Braun Strowman. That shit was awesome. A tsunami on the top of a roof of a car. Bronson is being booked to perfection. The booking of Bronson Reed has not been more perfect. Ever since he took out Seth Rollins, this guy has been on a run. And I'm, again, like we was talking about with Jey Uso, I'm upset that we currently have a set of strong champions who really can't lose the belts right now. Otherwise, I would have been like, yeah, put that belt on Bronson Reed. Give Bronson Reed that world title. Put that belt on him. We can't do that right now. I'm sad about it because I think he should be a champion. He's hot. This is the highest he's ever been. I would love for these guys to have a rematch because we didn't get a winner. They should do a rematch with these two if you really, really wanted to. If we can't do Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed at Bad Blood, which I think is going to be the case. I think we're going to get Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed at Bad Blood, which we should. We should do Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed at Bad Blood and let them just kill each other. There's so many things you can do with Bronson Reed. There's so many paths you can take this guy because of how great he is as a big man wrestler. I just want to see him tear shit up. That's all I want to do. I want to see him tear shit up. So good, man. So good. So the match went to a no contest because they killed each other. And then I think after that, we got the main event, right? Let me be sure I don't miss anything. Terror Twins cut a promo talking about they're going to beat up Judgment Day. They do a eulogy to Sycho Sid. We already did that. We talked about him. Yeah, the main event was Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable. Incredible. Fantastic main event. I would not have booked it any different. Once again, you want the Wyatts, the Wyatt Six, the Wyatt family to succeed because of how awesome these talents are. But as you've seen through history, and it's not just with Bray Wyatt, Papa Shango, anytime you do a character that is doing all this horror voodoo magic stuff, anytime you translate that to the ring, it just never works. And so that was my biggest fear with the Wyatts. So far, so good. The in-ring work has been great. Not even good, great. This was a fantastic match. And Bo Dallas carried his own weight. He was able to still maintain the mystique of his character, but also work a believable wrestling match with Chad Gable. You can see, believably so, Chad Gable beating Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. He didn't. He wasn't going to, and he shouldn't have. But he didn't need to. Chad is able to get over in a loss. And that's one of the things that I love about Chad Gable, why he's the MVP. This man can still look good in a loss. He can look just as good beating you as he could losing. Not a lot of talent can do that. And even in this match where you had American Made come out, and they were beating up Uncle Howdy 3-on-1, and then the Wyatt Six had to come out and save him, there was still that idea that Chad could end up beating Uncle Howdy, which is what I love. I love that he did the the Olympic slam on the table. I love that he pulled down the straps like Kurt Angle used to do when he was fired up. Yeah, he's literally turning into a new Kurt Angle. A much younger Kurt Angle. And I'm still waiting on them to bring in Kurt Angle to manage him. Come on, you can't pass that up. You cannot pass up bringing in Kurt Angle to manage American Made. It's too perfect. But ultimately, as you could imagine, Uncle Howdy ends up winning this match, as he should. This was his debut match. This is the first time we're seeing him. And for the most part, yeah, it was great. If I have one criticism, I know that he's supposed to have blonde hair because that's, kind of what the look is going for. When Bo Dallas wrestles, it's kind of hard for me to imagine him with blonde hair when he does a promo, and this is just nitpicking. He does a promo with black hair, and then he wrestles with a wig on. So it's just like, we know it's Bo Dallas. That's just my thing. Like, we know it's him under the hood. We know it's him performing. So, I don't know. It's just a nitpick where I'm just like, I don't know if that mask and that hair works as much. What do y'all think? Are you cool with the get up? Like, something was off about it. It's a nitpick. But anyways, I still thought the match was great. I thought Chad Gable looked amazing. And once again, we talk about people who should be champion. Everyone says Jey Uso should be champion. Bronson Reed should be champion. Chad Gable Chad motherfucking Gable is the MVP. He should be champion right now. He should have been IC champ. But they wanted to put it on Bron Breakker. So, damn. Look here. We have got to get Kurt Angle with this group. And we need to get that belt on Chad Gable literally as soon as possible. As soon as you possibly can. Because he is the best wrestler on the roster. It's not even close. He is the MVP of Monday Night Raw. I love Gunther. I love Rhea Ripley. I love everybody. I love Seth. I love CM Punk. I love Drew McIntyre. As great as all of them are, the best in-ring performer out of all of them right now is Chad Gable. Period. End of story. You know I'm telling the truth. Everything that he's done since he turned heel has been the best thing about this show. He has been the MVP about literally on Monday Night Raw for years. For years. And I would love for them to finally give him his flowers while he's still in his prime. So I'm hoping that once he's done with the Wyatt Six, we push him to a world title match. Seriously, because I love Gunther. I think Gunther is a great world champ, and I know people want to see Gunther versus Seth, Gunther versus Drew, Gunther versus CM Punk, which are phenomenal matches. But man, even better would be Chad Gable versus Seth, Chad Gable versus CM Punk, Man! Really? Like, come on, man. Can we compromise? God, it sucks. But again, that's the problem of having a roster where everywhere you look, there are wrestlers who could believably be champions. Everywhere you go, man. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go. But again, I thought Raw was great tonight. I thought it was easily one of their. This is a hot streak for WWE. This is a hot streak for WWE. And they continue to produce some of the best shows that they've ever done. So, give me your thoughts about Monday Night Raw. Give me your scores, 1 out of 10. Give me your grades, A, B, C, D. How did you feel about Raw? We're going to do super chats here. And then we're going to wrap it up with the Hangout at the end.
Excuse my ignorance, but Gunther is Austrian, not German, no? Why they keep on saying Gunther is wrestling in his hometown if it's two different countries?
Well, I think he's from Austria, right? Isn't he from Austria? Not Australia, but Austria. And I think Austria is in Europe, not Australia. Austria is a different country than Australia. Again, I thought he was from Austria, which is German. So, unless I got that wrong, y'all let me know, because I'm sure he's from Austria. I'm almost positive. But frankly, might have a point there. We'll see. Alright, y'all. Let's see what y'all here are talking about. Road Punk says, hey, Alyx. It's my last weekend before I go do my 11 months of my service. I just want to say once again, thank you for your content. Also, what are your thoughts on Kevin Scampoli? Well, first off, Road Punk, salutes to you. Thank you for your service to our country. 11 months of service. Bro, we are going to be here when you get back. You go serve this country. I will still be here, and when you get back, I will be the premier channel here on YouTube. Take your time. Take your time, bro, and thank you. Come back safe, by the way. I have no idea who Kevin Scampoli is. Who is that? Kevin Scampoli. Who's this? I'm just going to look him up. Is he a wrestler? I don't know who this is. Oh, apparently Road Punk is not American. My bad, bro. Well, whatever country you're gonna serve in, hey, respects to you, man. We're here for you. Go serve your country, and we'll be here when you get back. Let's see here. Yeah, I was thinking Gunther was Austrian. Yeah, I was right. So he is from the UK. He is from Germany. Lauren Biggs Raw was 100 out of 100, and that's the bottom line because L.A. Oren Biggs said so. Yeah, this one over here is a mess. Dawsey Chatham's, I give it 9 tsunamis out of 10 cars. Huh. Franklin says, I know they speak German in Austria, but it's not the same country. Germany is not in the UK. Are we sure about that? I was of the opinion that Germany was in Europe. Okay, so we gotta get this right. So there are different sections of Europe. Germany is in Europe, right? Okay, see, now I need to do my research. So here we go. Europe, you have Italy, Germany, France, and then you got, I think the U, because I'm trying to see like what makes up the UK. United Kingdom. Because I don't know how this matters. See, now I'm showing you how I don't know how this works at all. United Kingdom is made up of, I'm looking it up, England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, right? Okay, so Germany is separate from the United Kingdom. Okay. Okay. Well, that's confusing. All right. Well, I should have done a better job of world geography. How about that? Anyways, guys, look. I don't know. Look, whatever. England, UK, not UK. Regardless. And guys, I swear to God, I graduated top 5% of my class. He's Austria. He's from Austria. He's not from Australia. There's a difference between Austria and Australia. That's where Gunther is from. Because I was of the opinion, like, Germany is a part of Europe, but whatever. I don't remember exactly how the geography aspect of that works. But yeah, I'm just gonna answer the question. He's not from Australia, he's from Austria. So there you go. Anyways, this is not geography class. That's not what we're here for. Look at me. Like I clearly fell asleep in social studies. And I was top 5% of my class graduating. So what does that say about the rest of the school? A Breezy say, how hasn't he won a singles title yet? It's crazy. To be honest, I know they're building him with the Bloodline storyline, but look at how over Jay is. Who knows how long that momentum can be there? That's a good point. We don't know. We don't know how long he's going to be over, which is why people are like, you might need to put the belt on him now while he's hot. Because you just don't know. Let me see here. I'm trying to be sure that I don't miss anybody's thoughts here. I know Randy Orton isn't going to beat Gunther, but I hope he does go after one more title reign before he retires. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, if they really wanted to, they could have Randy beat Cody. They could. I don't see him holding the belt that long. I could see Cody beating him right back for the title. But yeah, I don't mind Randy beating Cody and giving him one last run before he retires. But I kind of want John Cena to do it. Like, to me, if you're going to have John Cena break Ric Flair's record, I would love for Cena to do it. I would love for Cena to turn heel on Cody and beat him for that title. That would be the perfect way to get that belt off of him. The perfect way to get that belt off of him. Now let's see here. I'm just trying to see what people have been saying. Cody versus The Rock should happen at the Royal Rumble, where Cody retains the title because of Roman Reigns. Exactly. Like that's the place to do it. That's the best place to do Rock and Cody at the Royal Rumble, where Roman screws him and we get to Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. Lauren Biggs, okay, my sources just told me that The Rock versus Roman Reigns match is going to finally happen at WrestleMania 60 at the Jetsons Astrodome on Mars, March 5th, 2055, live on Peacock. You funny. You got jokes. That girl said Jetsons Astrodome. That's hilarious. Let me see here. Just trying to get other thoughts here for a minute. Joker.
Thinking about me every night. Oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. So you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso.
You know what's not confusing? This cute little turtle right here. Turtle, look at him go.
Oh my god! Your Super Chat World Champion, or World Super Chat Champion, 3 Diglets, is throwing some massive shots at former Super Chat champ Franklin Torres. Hey, it's Franklin. Hey, I need to stop that. I need to stop. Everyone's like, fight back, Franklin, fight back. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fighting. It's going to be a lot of fighting for this championship on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not just talking about them fighting for any title. This is going to be a knockout, drag-out fight. And you know 3 Diglets ain't scared to push some buttons. And Franklin doesn't back down from a challenge. Here we go. If you think Bash in Berlin is the real main event, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know anything about a fight. And oh Lord, here we go. I saw that donation from Franklin. They getting started early. They starting out early. My mans. Save it for Saturday. Okay, you know what? Y'all can just go crazy. Y'all wanna have a preview? We can do it tonight. The title's not gonna be on the line tonight. I'm just saying we can do a preview. So JYoXO. Honestly, my argument is that they want to wait until every Bloodline member is in the bag. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know how many people are in the Bloodline that are not in WWE right now? Jesus Christ. Let's see. Lorenzana. Is that right? Lorenzana. Well, hello. I swear it's like the crowd don't even care. Why do you even pay the tickets if you're not going to give a reaction? We've been here 10,000 times with certain crowds that are just going there to sit on their hands, and you just don't know why. Lauren Biggs, oh Lord. Lauren Biggs, my client 3 Diglets has invaded the Just Alyx Thunderdome. All rise for the reigning, defending, undisputed champion 3 Diglets. Lord have mercy.
Not my tribal chief look of triumph, tears of joy, middle finger index pointing up.
Franklin Torres is defiant! Franklin Torres refuses to acknowledge Three Diglets as his tribal chief. He still believes the real tribal chief is either Corpse or nickname Mai, who was present, hanging around. I believe he was hanging around during the AEW stream. Oh, Lord. I guess we just gonna let these two go at it back and forth like this. I'm cool with it. I love it though. This is how you hype up the event on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you do a preview. This is a preview of what's to come on Saturday. It's gonna be a knockdown, drag out fight. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be so goddamn good. It's gonna be so good. Give it 9 tsunamis out of 10 cars. God damn it. God damn it, man. That was so awesome. Bronson Reed just destroyed Braun Strowman on top of that car. JJ Bulldog, Reed and Braun legit made Monday Night Raw feel like Monday Night Raw. This is what Monday Night Raw should feel like between big, sweaty, meaty men. Sir! Big, sweaty, meaty men. Pause? Kinda? Maybe? If you're into that stuff, I'm not gonna kink shame you, but man, it's a wrestling show, bro. What you doing? Stop it. Three Diglets in here singing, "Hey, it's Franklin." Oh, Lord. Everyone's having a good time. People laughing, getting into it. Lauren Biggs, the whole WWE roster will have the entire bloodline on SmackDown. Hey, it's funny that you said that, but for real though, before long, every wrestler on SmackDown is going to be Samoan. It's getting there. Before you turn around, you're going to be like, whoa, everyone's related. All his cousins and brothers. And secondary brothers and cousins. That's great. That's funny. It's a big family, though. It's a big family.
Corp CA checkmark. Nickname my checkmark. Franklin Turtle.
Turtle. Hey, you gonna keep coming for Franklin. Let's keep this in mind. Franklin Torres is the only person, and I mean this, he is the only person out of all the Super Chat champions that actually got a chance to dethrone nickname Mai. As before nickname Mai dropped out, he was unbeatable. He held that belt for like a year plus. Like, and former champions like Victor Velasco and many others who were dominant fell at his feet. And then Corp CA came and became, the tribal chief after nickname Mai stepped down. Franklin beat him. Franklin actually out-dominated nickname Mai. It was crazy. Everyone was like, what? Now
he's thinking about me every night. Oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. So you can sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso.
Calm down, Harriet IYKYK. Rolling on the floor, laughing. Rolling on the floor, laughing.
He called him Harriet. Excuse me, sir? If you know, you know. He called him Harriet. Oh my Lord. But yeah, like we had a big list of legit bombs. People who throwing massive bombs. And I had to go back through it. Tyler Marine, Aaron Sherwood, King Mike Todd's. Yo, and King Mike Todd's, that's another one too. You know, he just likes to hang out and do great things. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm gonna just sit and let these guys just go. I kind of just want to just stay on here and just rip with you all about random things while these two just have it out. I was right, Alyx. This Samoan dynasty is longer than how long we'll have to wait for Rock and Roman. Jesus Christ almighty. Please don't. I would like to have Rock and Roman while I'm young. Please. Can we do it while I'm young? It would be nice. Rey Mysterio has been wrestling since 1989. Jesus Christ, is that true? Rey Mysterio has been wrestling since 1989. Before I was born. Because I know he came to the States in the early 90s. And he got his big primetime spot in WCW 1996. I know that. But Lord have mercy. Speaking of Lord have mercy.
Harriet the Spy, Harriet Winslow, Harriet A. Washington. Diglets in 5-hand with fingers splayed medium skin tone.
Hey, Three Diglets he is a fighting champion. He is a fighting champion. He is here to give the fans what they want. Cause remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you are the man, you hold the most prestigious belt in the world. And Three Diglets is the man. Woo! So to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Franklin Torres might be able to do it. Alright, I'm gonna let this last super chat go with Franklin Torres, then I'm gonna split. So whenever this super chat plays, I'm gonna let it play. We gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna let these guys save it for Saturday. Lauren Biggs, sorry to tell you, but Rock and Roman won't happen until
Harriet is Franklin the Turtle's little sister for those that don't know lol.
Y'all funny. Y'all are funny. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a knockout, drag-out fight on Saturday. Be sure you tune in to the live stream to see these two have a hell of a battle. Wait, hold on for a minute. Three Diglets is threatening. Three Diglets wants to defend the belt right now since they're both here. Wait. Oh boy, so you gotta wait for your paycheck to come in, Franklin? Jesus Christ. Now the champ is offering to defend the belt right here, right now. I think we better wait. I think we might need to go ahead and wait until Saturday. Let's give Franklin a chance to get his money together and do a fair fight on Saturday. Let's give him a shot. Let's give him a fair shot. He knows who he's up against. And Franklin will end up definitely bringing his A game this upcoming Saturday. So, I am going to, as I said,
now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. So you can't sleep, baby. I know that's that me espresso.
How about I defend the belt, RN, since we are both here? Or you gotta wait for your paycheck to come in, Franklin?
Yeah, and these guys are just gonna keep donating. And okay, so Franklin put in another 10. Seriously, after Franklin's super chat plays, we're gonna hold. I am going to make these guys hold it off until Saturday. I am making an executive decision. I am the GM. I am the boss. You two are not allowed to touch each other until Saturday. Dagnabbit. Security, get in there. Get in there. Moderators, get in there. All right, so they got their super chats in. I think they have finally concluded that they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait until Saturday to do this battle.
Lol, tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. The title don't make the man.
That boy pulled the Shawn Michaels on him. The title doesn't make the man makes the title. You guys are awesome. Oh, this is gonna be such a great battle on Saturday. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see these two go head to head. Because you already know this is gonna be a knockout, drag out fight. And the story is, will Franklin Torres come out on top? Or will he be forced to acknowledge Three Diglets as his new tribal chief? Man. So I see one more super chat just sitting here. So I'm going to let that one play. Then we gonna go. We gonna split. So while that's coming in, I guess I can chat with y'all just a little bit more. Yes. JJ Bulldog said, hold on a minute, player. We ain't waiting. I'm like, well, hold on for a minute, y'all. I get that. But I'm going to make them wait. I'm going to make them wait until Saturday.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. So you can sleep, baby, I know. That's that me espresso.
Excuses like nickname my lol. Very well then.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The champ has spoken. We will definitely see Three Diglets again on Saturday. Maybe with Franklin too. And these guys are going to tear it up for the Super Chat Championship. The World Super Chat Championship. But also on Saturday is the review for Bash in Berlin. And we got plenty of other content coming to you this week. So be sure to tune in for more right here in Alyx's World. Thank you all for watching me. As you file out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, come on. I was trying to get out of here, but I thought Three Diglets was going to have an opponent, but Franklin Torres is saying, just letting you know now, I will not compete at Bash. Three Diglets' pockets is too deep. Aww. Aw, boo. Boo. Okay. All that hype for him to go, nah. His pocket's too deep. Alright. Alright.
Just letting you know now, I will not compete at the Bash. Three Diglets' pockets too deep.
Okay, well, regardless, whether you compete or not, we do appreciate you for your donations and for your contributing to the channel. But I'm pretty sure there will be someone who steps up. We're gonna, oh my goodness, the money keeps coming in, y'all. They keep donating. They keep donating, y'all. I can't leave. I wanna get out of here. They throwing $100 my way. It's like I can't get out of here.
Now let's play Big Bank Take Little Bank.
Damn, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for 3 Diglets. The reigning, defending 3-belt World and International and A&B Combos Super Chat champion. And you're seeing why he's probably going to be on top for a while. But once again, he will be defending his belt this Saturday, Bash in Berlin. Whoever wants to come and take it, I hope you guys, you better bring it, because his pockets are deep, deep. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for being here. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. You guys are awesome, and I love you all. My goodness, what a place to be. It is the premier place for wrestling content here on YouTube. And you guys know it, and the rest of the world will know it too. Love you all. Please take care of yourselves, and always know you are welcomed right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am out of here. Peace out.
When you're